I'm fully prepared with everything I need for the Jay-Z documentary. The moment he sent that legal letter, I knew I had to let the world see who he really is. He and Diddy are cut from the same cloth. He just hides his arrogance and control behind a cleaner image. Our feud has lasted 20 years, and I know better than anyone what he's done in the shadows. I even suspect that so-called funeral bouquet wasn't Diddy's idea at all, but Jay-Z acting on his behalf. Back when Nicki Minaj posted that video of him wearing a pink wig, all I did was repost it, and he got so nervous he had his lawyers threaten me. In 2015, Nicki worked her ass off helping him build his platform, and he allegedly pocketed her $7.9 million in royalties. And then there's his fingerprints all over key incidents through the years, whether it's the elevator footage or the guest list at Diddy's parties. He was involved, clearly, but somehow he always walks away untouched. That's what he's best at, pulling strings behind the scenes while pretending to be spotless in public. And now that a corner of the darkness has been ripped open, I'm not stopping. Everything my team and I are doing isn't about attacking anyone. It's about making sure the truth can't be buried by him ever again.
He ain't answering the phone? He ain't answering the motherfucking phone. Yeah, it's like this, like
we had a black billionaire's lunch.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
And we here together, and we gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Jay-Z is facing mounting pressure as reports emerge suggesting that private exchanges between him and Diddy may have come to light, igniting widespread online reaction. The situation has pushed Jay-Z into an uneasy spotlight, reviving long-standing speculation about his close association with Diddy and past connections that many now view with renewed scrutiny. As these alleged messages circulate in public discussion, old claims are being reopened. Perceptions are shifting and the momentum is building rapidly, fueling a growing storm that threatens to test Jay-Z's reputation, influence, and long-established legacy.
Sean Carter aided and abetted or was directly involved. It's about to get real tense, and there's a lot of girls and boys who are still trapped
In earlier interviews, 50 Cent was firm about never embedding himself within Diddy's inner circle, saying certain invitations and atmospheres immediately triggered warning signs and convinced him to step back early. That deliberate distance, he explains, is what gives him the confidence to speak freely. Now, when allegations later surfaced, 50 maintained that he learned about them the same way everyone else did through the media. And while he acknowledged the seriousness of the reports, he made it clear that the revelations aligned with concerns he had long recognized rather than coming as a surprise.
Explained that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy. She explained how Jay-Z has done worse things than what Diddy did to Cassie to other females. And she said that she has the scars to prove it. She alleged that at one time Jay-Z attacked her and got it on film like Diddy did. And she alleged that this is why Jay-Z is totally pulling away from Diddy and you don't see him around. And it's been alleged for quite a while that Jay-Z is pulling away from Diddy because he doesn't want himself caught in the crossfire. I mean, you even have 50 Cent at this point talking about how Jay-Z is in hiding while this whole Diddy thing blows over. And you even have these accusations of Jay-Z being responsible for what happened to Cassie White. So I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of everything that Jag had to say about Jay-Z being worse than Diddy. And you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy. you're going to be crazy. It's going to be the women that get them in the end.
As the scope of the investigation widened, attention steadily shifted toward Jay-Z, with critics questioning his silence as developments around Diddy continued to escalate. That reserved stance only deepened suspicion, prompting some to believe his team recognized early signals of his name appearing in civil discussions and moved quickly to manage perception. Others warned that even in the absence of formal charges, reputational fallout was already unfolding as social media accelerated the spread of unchecked claims and magnified speculation, turning uncertainty into instant, hard-hitting consequences that felt swift and impossible to contain.
Exactly what Jay-Z's accuser is saying, that even though she dropped the lawsuit, she still stands by what she says, and she only dropped it because of harassment and the fact that she's terrified of Jay-Z. She says that Jay-Z is allegedly bullying her into saying that her accusations were false. In fact, in new legal documents, she is claiming that she was recently approached outside of her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of Jay-Z's lawyers. She claims they tried to get her to sign an affidavit stating that her art claims against Jay-Z were false, but she refused. Jane Doe also claims the alleged investigators asked her if her attorney, Tony Busby, sought her out as a client and offered her money to pursue false claims against Jay-Z, two allegations she says she denied. He says this alleged confrontation left her intimidated and terrified, wondering how they found her when her identity had remained anonymous in media reports and legal proceedings. He also claims that her parents were approached by two investigators asking similar questions about Busby and her R story. In the new documents, she reveals she decided to drop the claim because she was frightened by the reaction from Jay-Z and his supporters. He says she feared she would be publicly outed and subjected.
Industry insiders cautioned that a single criminal probe could destabilize far more than just extending risk to anyone seen as part of his immediate orbit, which is why many believe 50's documentary carries real significance. Rather than targeting one figure, it aims to dissect how power functioned behind closed doors, who may have been aware of what was happening, and how responsibility can ripple outward once serious scrutiny begins. Analysts have also questioned how Diddy remained shielded for so long, with some pointing to strategic alliances and tight control over public narratives as rumors quietly circulated. Adding to the tension, reports later surfaced suggesting he may be cooperating with authorities to strengthen his position. A development that, according to unverified claims, could involve sharing information about others in his circle, intensifying unease and raising stakes across the entire industry.
But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy, I know that. You and Jay-Z down in Vegas at Tao with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot. Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby, while he was married to Beyonce. Was it an aneurysm, Diddy? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you... Oh, Diddy.
Now that the documentary has officially dropped, one reality is undeniable. This isn't a backward-looking story. It's actively shaping what comes next. Each new revelation tightens the focus on those who stayed silent, and Jay-Z is increasingly pulled into the center of that glare. The scrutiny carries weight because his history with Diddy stretches back decades, making claims of separation harder for critics to accept. That tension escalated when Gene Deal publicly pushed back on statements from Jay-Z's legal team downplaying their closeness, arguing the narrative conflicted with what many insiders had long witnessed. As more voices speak up and timelines are picked apart, the pressure keeps mounting, transforming once quiet associations into unresolved questions that refuse to disappear.
They was close enough that
They wasn't playing basketball. They wasn't playing baseball. They wasn't playing football. And they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it. But I don't know what kind of half a homo that is. And you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So I guess that's a certain type of closeness.
I ain't know anything about that, man. I ain't know about, Jay touching his, ass. I got to go see the video. I ain't hear about that.
Come on, man. Everybody's seen that. 50 even pointed it out. Excuse me. When they was in ATL on stage. Remember when 50 bum rushed the stage with them?
Yeah, I think I recall that.
When Puff came on stage, first thing he did was pat Jay-Z on that. But I forgot. That's your favorite rapper.
Hey, him and Pac is 1A, 1B. But what's your issue with Jay, man? I didn't know you had an issue with him.
Because they on a whole nother atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that he did, you got to understand, like now he'll say that they're kids because he's raising kids of his own. You understand? But how would you like it that if Blue Ivory, 15, 16 years old, 17, 18 years old, dating in his early 30s? You're not going to go for that. No matter what she came through in Hollywood. But you got to understand, guys who was around there, we didn't know Jay-Z them ages. We didn't know these cats' age. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't having no beards and nothing like that. They was wearing low cuts. You understand? Clean face. I would have never believed when Jay was coming around the block, scooping up the young girls and stuff like that he was 30 years old. If they 17, 18, 16 years old and they 22, you thinking they 22, 23, something like that, 24 years old? They mom and them need to check them. They daddy and them need to check them. But that's not that far off. But for somebody to be 30 years old in their 30s and they dealing with kids 16 years old, 17, 18 years, now that's a problem. That's an issue. And now he see that because he's raising kids. And he got a young daughter. I think he got another daughter that he didn't claim and now he claiming them. These cats was doing a whole lot of stuff that people in the industry won't speak on. And then now that you're speaking on it and it's becoming where is that you can get on YouTube and you could talk about this and say what you seen or say what you heard, you understand, or what you know. Some people look at it being a problem. But these cats ain't.
From Gene's perspective, the comfort and familiarity between Jay-Z and Diddy revealed far more than words ever could. He pointed to a moment during an Atlanta show where Diddy invited Jay-Z on stage and the effortless chemistry between them was impossible for fans to miss. Clip that later resurfaced when 50 Cent highlighted it, keeping it circulating online. When questioned about any personal resentment toward Jay-Z, Gene shut that down, explaining it had nothing to do with loyalty or bias. Instead, he recalled a past clash that once carried real tension, only for Jay-Z to appear to brush it off later. A pattern Gene described as common among those at the top. Figures who move through intense situations, ignite friction, and then carry on untouched, operating in a rarefied space far removed from everyday con.
Odd to see him in that, getting looked at in that way by white people, you know, like Jay does, you know. Yeah, like I hope that shit didn't happen, but I'm like, damn, they turned the world real. Like people on a certain level have been fucking with him a certain way where he couldn't do no wrong for like 25 years straight. This is the first time he's not getting a pass with white media, you know. Like he can control black media because a lot of them either work or do business with him, you know. But like, you know, Green Champs can't get him out of this one, and neither can Charlemagne, because you know, those are the guys that hold him down no matter what he does anyway. So you got to get to People Magazine and Entertainment Tonight right now because they on his head. But the question is why? Like, why now? You know, because for me, I'd be like, yo, that's so ridiculous. Yo, take that to trial. You're not going to win. Let's get a deposition or something, you know? So I don't know why they on his head so much, pause. But I never seen him, you know, under this, you know, I never seen him in this position to have to explain himself. Pause.
How you feel about the statement he came out with?
I mean, I didn't hear him say anything. I heard a piece of, you know, like I said, for me, I like, you see, I'm doing an interview, so I talk. I thought it was long. For a statement, I thought it was long, pause. But, you know, I think right now, his silence is the worst thing for him. If he is innocent, he needs to let people ask him questions, and he needs to be able to say his